Angela Bassett.
Angela Evelyn Bassett is an American actress. She has become well known for her biographical film roles portraying real-life women, including Tina Turner in What's Love Got to Do with It, as well as Betty Shabazz in Malcolm X and Panther, Rosa Parks in The Rosa Parks Story, Katherine Jackson in The Jacksons, An American Dream, and Voletta Wallace in Notorious. Bassett began her film career in the mid-1980s after graduating from Yale University and its drama school. She did not find any stability in the industry until the 1990s, at which point she appeared in films nearly every year. The 2000s saw a succession of films starring Bassett, with her appearing in at least one film every single year. Bassett's success has continued into the 2010s. Bassett earned nominations for her roles in films such as The Score, 2001, Akira and the Bee, 2006, Meet the Browns, 2008, and Jumping the Broom, 2011, and won awards for her performances in How Stella Got Her Groove Back, 1998, and Music of the Heart, 1999, among others. She had a recurring role from 2013 to 2014 on the FX horror series American Horror Story, Coven, playing Voodoo Queen Marie Laviat. She will return for American Horror Story, Freak Show, the anthology series' 4th season.
Early life.
Bassett was born in Harlem, New York on August 16, 1958, the daughter of Betty Jane and Daniel Benjamin Bassett. Bassett's middle name was given to her in honor of her Aunt Evelyn. Bassett's mother lived in New York City with her father's brother and his wife when she met Bassett's father, Daniel Benjamin Bassett. Daniel Benjamin Bassett had moved to New York after living in North Carolina, and he moved to Harlem with Bassett's mother after her pregnancy began. 10 months after Bassett was born, her mother became pregnant and had a second child, Bassett's sister Nette. Bassett said the pregnancy only made things harder. Bassett's parents shipped her to stay with her father's sister Golden. While her aunt did not have any children of her own, she loved children, and she was good with them. After her parents' separation, she relocated from Winston-Salem, North Carolina to St. Petersburg, Florida, where she and her sister Nette were raised by their social worker civil servant mother. Bassett did not see her father again for several years, when the two both attended her grandmother's funeral. There, Bassett met his daughter from his first marriage. Jean, who at 12 years old, was several years older than Bassett. In her younger years, Bassett was in love with the Jackson 5 and dreamed of marrying a member of the family group, stating it would probably be whoever had the cutest, roundest afro at the time. In my imagination we would have children and live in a real house. As her interest in entertainment developed, Angela and her sister would often put on shows, reading poems or performing popular music for their family. At Boca Ciega High School, Bassett was a cheerleader and a member of the Upward Bound College Prep program, the debate team, student government, drama club and choir. A straight A and B student for the most part, Bassett got her first C in physical education, and tried to get her mother to not feel disappointment in the grade. Bassett called the grade the average, leading her mother to say that she did not have average kids. As Bassett described, a sense of pride developed in her and she did not get another C until college. Bassett attended Yale University and received her BA degree in African American Studies in 1980. In 1983, she earned a Master of Fine Arts degree from the Yale School of Drama, despite opposition from her father's sister who warned her to not waste her Yale education on theater. She was the only member of Bassett's family to have gone to both college and graduate school. At Yale, Bassett met her future husband Courtney B. Vance, a 1986 graduate of the drama school. Bassett was also classmates with actor Charles S. Dutton. After graduation, Bassett worked as a receptionist for a beauty salon and as a photo researcher. Bassett soon looked for acting work in the New York theater. One of her first New York performances came in 1985 when she appeared in J. E. Franklin's Black Girl at Second Stage Theater. She appeared in 2 August Wilson plays at the Yale Repertory Theater under the direction of her longtime instructor Lloyd Richards. The Wilson plays featuring Bassett were Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, 1984, and Joe Turner's Come and Gone, 1986. In 2006, she had the opportunity to work on The Wilson Cannon Again, starring in Fences alongside longtime collaborator Lawrence Fishburne at the Pasadena Playhouse in California.
Career.
In 1985, Bassett made her first television appearance as a prostitute in the TV movie Double Take. However, she made her official film debut as a news reporter in FX, 1986, for which she was required to join the Screen Actors Guild, SAG. Bassett moved to Los Angeles, California in 1988 for more acting jobs and gained recognition in the films Boys in the Hood, 1991, and Malcolm X, 1992. For her portrayal of Betty Shabazz, she earned an Image Award. Despite the award, the movie was not entirely given positive reception, being referred to by critics as failing to capture the rage of Malcolm X's autobiography. In 1992, Bassett played Katherine Jackson in The Jacksons, An American Dream. Bassett's agents tried to discourage her from playing the role, given the negative reception that Michael Jackson had. She admitted to not caring about the negative view of members of the Jackson family at the time, citing her childhood fondness of the group as an example of her passion for the project, and believed her instinct about the role had been correct once learning of the positive reviews the miniseries received after airing. During production of Malcolm X, Spike Lee showed Bassett a tape of the exact moment when Malcolm X was shot during his assassination, since they would be filming the scene. Bassett called the recording haunting, but noted that after listening, she was able to grab hold of the pain and recreate the scene. Bassett felt it was important for her to get the assassination scene correct, and wondered how Betty found the strength to keep going, to raise her family, to educate, to sustain them. Malcolm X was released on November 18, 1992. Later that year, Bassett was cast as Tina Turner in What's Love Got to Do with It, 1993. Bassett returned to Los Angeles after Malcolm X filming was completed, and got a call for an audition for a movie based on Tina Turner's memoir. Bassett won a Golden Globe and earned an Academy Award nomination for her portrayal of Turner. She was the first African American to win the Golden Globe Award for Best Actress, Motion Picture Musical or Comedy. Bassett obtained the role after beating Halle Berry and Robin Givens, but only had a month to prepare before shooting. She met Tina Turner twice, and was given advice by the woman she would be portraying from wigs and outfits to dancing styles. Turner also did Bassett's makeup, leading Bassett to call her supportive, and her biggest fan. In regards to Turner as a person, Bassett said, "Why? People keep asking me why Tina took it for so long. There are limits for her, for me, for everybody. 1 week was my mother's limit. It was her second husband. The man was nice and docile for 4 years of courtship. She got married to him on a Sunday. The following Saturday he raised his hand and fractured her nose. Your next day the marriage was annulled. That was it. That's my example. So my limit is nil." For Tina, the limit was much longer. Bassett starred in 3 movies in 1995, which were released with varied reactions from critics: Vampire in Brooklyn, Strange Days, and Waiting to Exhale, where she worked with author Terry McMillan. In Strange Days, Bassett played Lornette Mason, a chauffeur and bodyguard. In Vampire in Brooklyn, she played Rita Veda, a tortured cop with a dark secret. Bassett's character in Waiting to Exhale, Bernadine Harris, was betrayed by her husband, and in revenge she set fire to his entire wardrobe and vehicle, then sold what was left for $1. Bassett described the then recently filmed party scene and her character in Waiting to Exhale to the Orlando Sentinel. Bassett said, "The thing is that my character is thinking about how her husband has left her. I have a cigarette in one hand, and I'm drinking. Basically, the 4 of us are sitting there talking about men and having some fun." Bassett described to the Orlando Sentinel going to one of Turner's concerts and crying profusely. According to Bassett, upon realizing that she knew some of Turner's dance moves, she was almost a river of tears. In 1998, Bassett starred in How Stella Got Her Groove Back, once again collaborating with McMillan. She played Stella, a 40-year-old American professional woman who falls in love with a 20-year-old Jamaican man. In 1999, Bassett starred in Music of the Heart, once collaborating with the horror icon Wes Craven. In 2000, Bassett turned down the lead role in Monsters Ball because of the script's sexual content. The role earned Halle Berry the Academy Award for Best Actress. In 2003, she read from the WPA slave narratives in Unchained Memories. In the 1930s, about 100,000 former slaves were still living during the Great Depression, of which 2,300 were interviewed, part of the Federal Writers Project. The transcripts of the Slave Narratives collection of the Library of Congress is a record of slavery, bondage and misery. Bassett joined the regular cast of ER for the show's final season, 2008 to 2009. She portrayed Dr. Catherine Banfield, an exacting chief of the ER who was also working to recover from the death of a son and to bring another child into her family. Bassett's husband Courtney Vance played her television husband on ER as Russell Banfield. As well, Angela appeared in a heartbreaking and inspiring family movie called Of Boys and Men in 2008, Wikipedia. Bounce TV. She co-starred alongside Robert Townsend, who played her husband in this movie.
2010s.
In 2010, Bassett lent her voice to portray First Lady Michelle Obama on an episode of The Simpsons entitled Stealing First Base. Bassett was seen as a terrific fill-in for Obama. Bassett was also cast in the superhero film Green Lantern, released in 2011, as notable DC Comics character Amanda Waller. In 2010, Deadline.com reported that Bassett would have a role in One Police Plaza. In 2011, Bassett co-starred with Samuel L. Jackson in the play The Mountain Top, a fictionalized depiction of the night before the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King. Jackson portrays MLK, while at the Lorraine Motel. The critically acclaimed play by Katherine Hall originally debuted in London's West End in 2009 and went on to win the Laurence Olivier Award for Best New Play. The production opened on Broadway on October 13, 2011. Bassett portrayed Coretta Scott King in the television film Betty and Coretta, which aired on February 2, 2013, continuing her trend of portraying real women. Bassett was surprised to learn after researching that Coretta initially refused Martin Luther King, Jr.'s advances, and called Mrs. King a modern-day iconic heroine. While being asked about what drew her to play real-life women, Bassett answered, "The respect that I have for their lives, their stories, vulnerabilities, strength, and resolve." Bassett's involvement in the film was reported as early as August 2012. Production began in September of that year. Mary J. Blige, when asked about what kind of experience it was to work with Bassett, said that she was one of Angela's biggest fans while calling her an amazing woman. The film received mixed reviews, including negative reactions from Ilyasah Shabazz and Bernice King, the daughters of Betty Shabazz and Coretta Scott King. Bassett recently appeared as Secret Service Director Lynn Jacobs in the action thriller Olympus Has Fallen, released in March 22, 2013. Bassett currently appears on FX TV show American Horror Story, covering as Marie Laviat, a voodoo witch.
Personal life.
Bassett married actor Courtney B. Vance in 1997. In the summer of 2005, they starred together in a production of His Girl Friday at the Guthrie Theatre in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The couple's children, son Slater Josiah and daughter Bronwyn Golden, were born on January 27, 2006. For the first 10 years of marriage, Bassett and Vince lived in a home with 5 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms with features such as a gourmet kitchen, a master bedroom suite and a hair salon among others. A year after the children's birth, Bassett and Vance placed their home for sale. The couple chose to list their home for sale because most of their neighbors had children that attended private schools, and they wanted theirs to attend public schools when they grew up. Bassett is a Christian. Bassett is an avid supporter of programs for the arts, especially for youth. She annually attends events for children with diabetes and those in foster homes. She is an active ambassador of UNICEF for the USA. Bassett is a big supporter of the Royal Theatre Boys and Girls Club in her hometown of St. Petersburg, Florida. The club is one of the first all-performing arts boys and girls clubs in the country. She is represented by the Executive Speakers Bureau of Memphis. Bassett was initiated as an honorary member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority, incorporated on July 13, 2013.
Filmography. Television. Awards and nominations.